Achievement hunting was once a large part of my life until one day I got a PC and fell off the practice. Recently though, I have a renewed obsession with achievement hunting. Every month I make sure to be at the top of the achievement leaderboards, and recently I've started going back to old games and cleaning up any missed achievements. Today I'm back again with another of my all-time favorite games, so join me as I 100% Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. Halo is the franchise responsible for my love of video games. The very first time I played it, I stayed up until the sun peeked over the horizon, trying to finish the campaign on Legendary with my cousin Trey. This started a very long tradition of me playing every entry of these games and beating them day one, no matter how long that took. These games have allowed me to bond with all my siblings and even my partners. I've played the Halo games more times than any other campaign, more than Fallout, more than Skyrim. These are the games I come to when I'm having a bad week. The games I will play till the day I can't. Well, at least that's true for the Bungie games, but that's for another video. With only 9 missing achievements out of the 44, I expected this to be an easy cleanup, but some of the achievements really tested my resolve for this one. Thankfully, all the achievements we needed to unlock were tied to specific levels, and we already had to finish the entire game, so we could just pick up these achievements as we went along. With all that being said, let's get started with our first achievement, Grenadier. Grenadier requires us to play the silent cartographer without firing a shot once escaping the map room. At this point we are already playing a Legendary through all the levels, so once we finished up with Truth and Reconciliation, we load into the silent cartographer. Along with a couple Pelicans worth of Marines, we storm a beachfront on an island, clearing out the Covenant before being delivered a Warthog. We load up with a couple Marines and make our way down the beach, following the water. Having played this game many times, we skip the initial map room and head straight to the security room, posting our Marine friends in front of a narrow ravine and easily clearing it. At the top of the hill, we run into a small arena with a couple of hunters standing in our way. Thankfully, we have a trusty pistol that makes very quick work of them. Entering a small wooded area, we take our time picking off the Covenant one at a time. Slow but consistent progress. With the plasma pistol, there isn't much that can stop us. We make our way into the security building, disabling it for our future trek into the map room. From here we jump the cliff and gather ourselves some extra ammo and a new Warthog to head to the map room. Thankfully this island is pretty tiny, making it a very short trip. We did have a bit of a welcoming party though, 2 hunters and a dozen other Covenant. They did give us a bit of trouble, but soon enough we were heading down into the facility. After clearing the entrance, we make our way to the edge of the balcony, line ourselves up with the overshield at the bottom floor, and jump. Landing perfectly onto the overshield, stopping us from dying from the fall. Then it's a quick walk to the map room. Once we activate it, we cannot, under any circumstance, pull the right trigger. Only grenades and melee attacks from here. It did take a few attempts, but with the help of an active camo, we are able to get to the top of the structure, almost failing because the sword guy refused to die. Dodging the invisible elites, we waited for our pickup. Once the Pelican arrived, we risked our life and limb to run to it, jumping in, triggering our first achievement, Grenadier, for a cool 25 gamer score, leaving us with 36 out of 44 achievements.
Ooh, that was a nice 25 game.
Our next achievement, Wraith Hunter, can be unlocked in our next mission, Attack on the Control Room. This mission gave us a lot of trouble starting out. The best weapon in this game on Legendary is by far the plasma pistol, and for elites, any plasma weapon is nearly necessary to defeat them. Sadly, we are faced with 2 very strong elites and several grunts from the very opening. We were able to eventually get past them though. This was honestly our only major hiccup in this level. Once we are past it, we systematically clear each room, initially taking out aliens under stealth before going in loud. Soon enough we reach the first bridge and we take out the Banshee before easily clearing off the bridge with a few close calls. and one sword guy jump scare. Thankfully, we are absolutely goated and we are able to handle it. On to clearing more rooms. More stealth, more plasma pistol kills, until we make it out into the opening. We ignore our marine friends and all the enticing toys before grabbing a warthog to rush to our tank. Sadly, despite our hopes, we end up losing all our marines in this area. As expected, we get followed by the Wraith we ditched earlier, earning our first Wraith kill. Only 3 more to go. We do our normal tank duties and absolutely crush the Covenant. We do take it slow though. The last thing we want to do is lose the tank with only 1 Wraith left. We take care to ensure our tank's integrity, and despite the game really not wanting us to use the tank as a long-range weapon, we take out 2 tanks, 1 on the ice, and tank 3 above the tunnel. We head into the tunnel, dispatching a couple hunters before finding ourselves in a very open area with 2 bridges. Using our tank as a sniper, we continue to take it slow, clearing out all the Covenant. Crossing the bridge and opening the big door, we head up the hill to find our 4th and final Wraith sitting in the middle of a frozen pond. We take pot shot after pot shot before boom, unlocking us a Wraith Hunter for 10 gamer score for our 38th achievement in this game, before quickly finishing the mission. Only 7 more to go. Leave It Where It Lies brings us to 2 Betrayals. This achievement requires that we do not pick up any weapon that we find throughout the level. Thankfully, we planned ahead and made sure to grab the bandana skull from Silent Cartographer, and the boom skull from Halo. This makes this achievement trivial since we start out with a shotgun and plasma pistol. We simply play through the mission as we normally would. We clear the control room and the tunnels, head down the ziggurat, steal a Banshee, and make our way to the first of 3 pulse generator rooms. Overcharge the pulse generator with our shields before we head backwards through attack on the control room. This is one of a handful of missions where you revisit a location with a different context. We make quick work of this mission though. The second pulse generator requires us to travel backwards through much of the mission until we make our way to where we destroyed the 4th Wraith. We quickly grab ourselves a Banshee while under fire and fly to the second pulse generator. We overload it as we did before and immediately attacked by a small horde of Flood. At the last of 3 pulse generators, we have to fight our way through an absolute army of both Covenant and Flood. Thankfully, with both the bandana skull and the boom skull, we can use our infinite overpowered grenades to very slowly pick off the 2 Wraiths and the massive horde of aliens and space zombies. Once the Wraiths are finished off, we can grab ourselves a Banshee and head into the last pulse generator room, overloading it with our shield and finishing out the mission. With that, we also unlock Leave It Where It Lay, netting us 25 more gamer score. Now this mission can be very long. I think it could have been cut down in some way. Perhaps us allowed to explore new areas rather than the repeating rooms a second time would have been a bit better. Can't get too upset over a 20-plus-year-old game though. Our next 2 achievements will bring us both to keys. First being Popcorn.gif. This achievement is a very easy get, requiring us to kill 100 Flood infection forms. Those are the little ones. Once the mission starts, we simply make our way through the first section of the game until we are looking into a hole in the ship. Once here, we can turn around and just start lobbing grenades down the hallway. This location will infinitely spawn Flood for us. We can simply sit here and grenade all we want to, until we unlock Popcorn.gif for a beautiful 25 gamer score for our 4th achievement and leaving us with 39 out of the 44 achievements. We are just that much closer. Tying up loose ends is our second keys mission and requires us to kill every elite in the mission. This can be an issue. There isn't really any way to track whether or not you are on track to do this. For all we know, we will finish the entire mission and miss one hidden elite somewhere. Even in the very beginning, if we jump down this hole, we can miss an elite on the other side. Thankfully, if your grenades take care of them, we make our way through the mission like normal until we make it to a pool of coolant that keeps on spawning carrier flood forms. This spot gave me so many issues. I died here a ridiculous amount of times. Typically this spot isn't much of an issue. The issue comes from the boom skull. With the infinitely spawning carrier forms, it's nearly impossible to get out of the coolant without being blown to bits. Time after time, we do our best to clear the Covenant on the other side before waiting for any kind of openings. After many deaths, I see a true to God opening in the chaos and make a run for it, finally being able to get past. Thankfully, the rest of this mission is a walk in the glowing park. We eventually make it back into the Truth and Reconciliation, making sure that we check every corner and hallway while we work our way through it. We run into elites fighting the flood all over the ship and take care to deal with every last one of them. We make it to Keys and rearrange his face before we fight our way off the ship. We take care to truly check every spot on the ship that we have access to. We take the slow way down whenever we can to be sure that we are double checking all locations. We take our time to pepper the area with grenades before we get ambushed once we get close to the Banshee.
Oh, there's people. Okay, we did not fail. It was an ambush.
In our next life, we plan for it this time and make sure that we aren't unceremoniously killed. We do one more sweep of any areas, and thankfully so, finding a couple hidden elites off the beaten path, taking them out right before boarding our Banshees, and the achievement pops. Thank goodness, right? Had to go in there for a second.
Is that the fucking
Unlocking tying up loose ends for 10 gamer score, leaving us with only 4 more achievements to get, and 40 out of 44 total. He's Unstoppable requires us to survive a heroic level without taking any health damage. Because of that, we will go to the game's easiest level, the Pillar of Autumn. Here we will simply play through like we normally would. We still have the boom and bandana skull, so we will be making great use of our grenades. After waking up, we make our way to the Captain Keys to get our weapon and head through the mess hall. We just abuse our grenades for this, only having a couple close calls before we continue on. Thankfully, we are able to grab an overshield once clearing an escape pod dock. We continue through the mission, taking out any enemies we can before taking a very close call due to grenade cascading. Thankfully, we didn't lose any health here. Using a health pack to check, if we don't automatically pick it up, we are still at full health. We continue our journey a little safer this time until we find ourselves at another boarding craft, are peppering them with grenades before grabbing us another overshield and heading to the atrium. Following the tried and true plan of just lobbing the grenades to take them all out, we near the end of our mission now and we are still holding strong. We make it to a cryo chamber and head to the maintenance tunnel. Sadly, a large explosion strips us of our overshield, but I'm pretty sure we still haven't lost any health, just shields. So we continue forward, lobbing grenades and retreating until we make it to the last life pod room, using as many grenades as we could ever want to clear the space before hopping into our life pod, and the achievement pops for us. He's Unstoppable for 20 gamer score and leaving us with only 3 more achievements to go. Lookout for the little guy would be pretty difficult, requiring that we play through 2 betrayals without killing a single grunt. We do our best to try this out. We eventually get out of the control room tunnels, make our way down the ziggurat, kill elite after elite, but attempt after attempt after attempt, we just aren't able to go to the Banshee without either killing grunts or being killed by them. There are just too many for us to deal with. Thankfully, we do learn of another method to play through this mission and still get the achievement. By plugging in a second controller and playing split screen, as long as we aren't the ones killing grunts, the achievement will pop for us. This is the 3rd time I'm talking about this level, so I'm just going to show a few highlights.
Man, I'm having like post-traumatic stress disorder with. Yeah. I did that with Burden. I should get shit. Where am I? Ow. You're using a shotgun. This does nothing otherwise. And now. A sword guy was coming right to me. Maybe it's already dead. So happy you could join us. What the fuck just killed me? Well, a lot of them have rocket launchers. Get out of here, you don't have any arms. Cheer radar. Oh, reloading it like that. Aware of that and not do that. We do have to be careful with the other banshees attacking us. I was helping you, dickhead. It's like even playing old graphics, it's like this could not end. Ouch. It's a fun way to end that. Rocket launcher. So, yeah, like that. Fly me. There are people on the right side. I'm kind of. I don't know. All this like empty struck my dumb stupid corpse. Let me grab this. My watch is done. And oh geez, oh gosh. Clone. And I should teleport. Give you so much like ammo and stuff for this but definitely plasma pistol, the goated weapon on this game. And that's everything. This method does work easily, and once we disrupt the last pulse generator, the achievement pops, giving us look out for the little guy. Awarding us another 10 gamer score with 42 out of the 44 achievements down. We only have 2 more left. And wouldn't you know it, this is actually a 2-for-1. With only Believe in a Hero and Living Legend left, all we need to do is complete the game on Legendary. Thankfully, this entire time we've been playing every level on Legendary. We get through the Pillar of Autumn on our first day playing, we head through the game picking up any achievements on the way, making it to the Maw, we pick up any left behind achievements before starting our final mission. We make our way back through the Pillar of Autumn once again, fighting through the mess hall once again, making our way to the bridge, through the cryo chambers, and finding ourselves in the engine room, opening the 4-engine exhaust manifolds and blowing them up with grenades. Now, the Warthog run. Racing our way through the Pillar of Autumn, ditching Foe Hammer. How is it that you're supposed to make it to where you don't flip?
This is where Foe Hammer is coming to pick us up. Hold position here.
Flipping on the jump just like always.
I will always flip this. There we go. See? Always.
Before crashing into some crates and finishing it out on foot.
I guess there's a way to get your ship through here too. Or not your ship, your Warthog. Also way safer just to go on the outside, especially the left side, because there's elites there. We let the cutscene play out until we finally unlock our last 2 achievements. Believe in a Hero and Living Legend for a total of 70 gamer score. One more.
Finally, 100%ing Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. I want to thank you for sticking around watching this video. I put a lot of love in making them, and it means a lot to me that you watch and interact with them. If you have enjoyed, I do plan on making more in the future, as well as some other gaming related content. Our next game will be Skyrim, and I'll make sure to actually put this video out before starting it, just in case you would like to join me on the journey. I'll link my Twitch below. I do also post the stream VODs on my Let's Play channel. I'll link that below as well. Last thing, I've also been making a video about Halo that will hopefully come out after this one. Fingers crossed. That will be talking about a personal wish list for our theoretical Halo franchise reboot. And with all that being said, bye-bye!